What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be putting new mirrors on the F150 with Morimoto Sequential turn signal lights. Let's get to it. Basically, I need to take my color match cap off of these mirrors safely, and there's two ways you can do it, but one is kind of not safe and one is the safer way, but I have to take the whole mirror apart to get it off. After I get this off, I need to take this mirror off the truck. I need to put my new ones on. Here's my new mirrors right here. I need to put those on the truck. Then I got to take the new mirrors apart to put the cap on, but also my new Morimoto Sequential turn signals. Here's the front and here is the reflector side one. So basically, I'm trying to show you the safest way to do this without breaking your mirror. Now let's start with the caps. There's two ways to take these off. This way is not the best, but I've seen videos of people put plastic pry bars in here and pry this and they get it off. Well, most of the time they break a clip, but I need these clips to be good because I got to put them in my new mirrors. I'm going to try it like that because it would save me tons of time because I don't want to have to take apart all these two mirrors. That means I'm going to be taking apart 4 mirrors to do what I need to do today. But if I have to make it safe and make it where I don't break anything. But basically, I'm going to try it real quick. And if it's feeling hard or not feeling good, I'm going to stop. Listen, guys, I'm going to try it. You can do it like this, but if it breaks, that's the whole thing I'm trying to stop. So I'm going to show you all the right way here in a minute, but I'm trying to save myself some time, so it'd be nice if this would just work out, but it already feels terrible. Oh yeah, that already, no. Nope, that probably gonna break a clip. Well, that's really tight right here, so, you can do that at your own risk, but if it breaks, that's not good if you're trying to do what I'm doing. But if you're just trying to replace the mirror cap with something else, then break it if you want. But I'm not going to because in my instance, I need my cap. So let me show you how to disassemble the mirror and get this cap off. So since I had these spare mirrors to practice, I did a lot of trial and error and was able to figure out some stuff that might help you out. So it's easier to do when it's on the truck, but let me show you this. Basically, when you take the mirror off, you want it to look like that. You don't want, if this piece comes out with it, if that piece comes out with it, chances are the mirror is broken, because if you try to put those back in, well, first of all, you lose, see that piece right there? That broke off from the motor. This usually stays on the motor. So what you need to do is, I have the mirror upside down and backwards, but I'll show you when we're on the truck. But basically this piece sits in here like this. We need to separate that piece from the mirror to get the mirror off safely. So what you do is, where's my screwdriver at? Okay, here it is. What you're gonna do is, when it's on the truck, we're gonna put our screwdriver in here and twist it sideways like that. And that'll pop these out. Then we'll be able to kind of slowly work it around with our hands and pop the mirror off safely from the motor. All the videos I've seen tell you to push the mirror in all the way from the bottom and just yank down. Put pressure and yank down and pull. That might work for some people, but if you read comments, people say, I broke my mirror. This broke my mirror. I personally broke that mirror by doing like that. So the easiest way I have found is actually go from the bottom. You don't have too much room to work. But remember, you're looking for these ears right here. These little ears. Now, some of them don't have a clip because they're either broke off or they don't have them. But basically you're looking for these ears, and we're gonna put a screwdriver right there and twist up like this. We're just gonna twist up like that. So let me see if I can show that. So there's that ear that I'm talking about, those little 2 ear pieces. I'm gonna put my screwdriver in there and just twist. And it popped out of that clip. So then I gotta come over here. There is one right here that I just popped. So there's 2 at the bottom you can easily get to. And that mirror comes out and you don't break your motor. So I popped those 2 bottom ear pieces out. And this is what you want to see. Nothing broke on the motor. So to get where we can move the whole back of the mirror, we're going to use a T20 torque head bit, and you got 4 screws right here. And yes, it's okay to leave your mirror dangling like this. These wires should hold it. The mirror is not that heavy. So once you have your 4 screws out, your mirror cap is attached to this. This whole little assembly right here will come off. You just gotta kind of work it. See? That comes off just like that. And it looks like here is the tabs that you would break. You would break this one off, this one off, this one, and these 2 would more than likely break if you just tried to pry it off like I showed earlier. So let me show you how to get the cap off of here. So to get your color matched cap off, you just need to lift up on some tabs and lift down on some tabs. So let me get this off. And my color match cap is off. So let's throw, oh, sorry, I gotta take this mirror, kind of put it back together, and I'm gonna show you how to remove the actual side mirror off the truck. Now to put the mirror back on, you just need to, same kind of way we took it off. You just wanna line up, let me see, those, let me show you. Line up these that we unsnapped to its corresponding little clips. And then we're gonna put a little bit of force on it, and it should snap back on. So my mirror is snapped back on. Now, let's get to removing this mirror. So of course, in Ford fashion, you can't just pop this trim piece off to get to your bolts. We gotta take the door panel off. Now it's not hard. The only tools we're really gonna need is, I recommend a really, really thin flathead screwdriver. We're gonna need a 8mm socket, and we're gonna need a 6mm socket. What you're gonna wanna do is take your thin screwdriver, try to get it in here, and pop this piece. There you go, pull your handle, and we're gonna pop this piece out. If I can get, okay. Oh, well, there it goes. It didn't break, it just popped out. See, it's got a clip there, and it's also kind of clipped. Okay, so we're good. And that exposes an 8mm bolt. Now, we gotta pop this off right here, which you see the little flathead indentation. That's easy, you just put a flathead in there and that'll expose another 8mm bolt. All right, I'm gonna take my 2 8mm bolts out. So, this bolt with the washer goes in here, and this longer bolt goes in there. Once you got that taken off, we're gonna come down here to the bottom of the door, and we're gonna have a 6mm bolt right here and a 6mm bolt right there. Now, once you get all your bolts off, you should just be able to lift up on the door panel. And it comes right off. Something fell. Now, some people tell you to take off the whole door panel just to get the mirrors off, but you don't have to. All we gotta do is unclip the mirror wire, and our bolts are right there. We don't have to do anything. I mean, this is in the way, but it's really not, just for mirrors. So I'm gonna peel this up. Our mirror connector should be right here. Yep, and there is a little tab. I need to get this more up. There's a little tab right here that I'm just going to put my little flathead screwdriver in. I should be able to, there we go. It's unplugged. Now we're gonna need a 11mm for these bolts right here. Had to get my deeper socket. So it's 11mm. And you're just gonna take these loose. I'm gonna loosen them. And I'm gonna go to the other side of the truck door so the mirror doesn't just fall out. So I'm gonna loosen these nuts. I'm gonna keep one nut, this nut up top where I can reach it on the other side, so the mirror don't fall out. Those are out. Now I'm gonna go to the other side and pull the mirror off. So I'm gonna take that top nut off that's holding this mirror on. All right. Now I should be able to pull this mirror off. All right. Mirror's off. Let's put the new one on. All right, so I kind of cleaned this area up, got it clear of dust. Now I'm gonna put the new mirror on. Okay, so I got the nuts loosely on there. You wanna make sure that your connector is perfectly in there too. So mine lines up perfect. Now I'm just gonna tighten the nuts and plug the connector back in. All right, so everything's back on. I'm gonna make sure this mirror works before I put the door panel back on, and then we'll get to taking that one apart and putting the new Morimoto lights in and putting my color match cap on that. Okay, time to put the panel back on, and let me show you real quick what you're doing here. You have these tabs right here that need to go in their spots. You got some down there as well. So you're basically just trying to line those up, slide them in, and get the door panel back situated. Here's a tip. You want to get that locking mechanism that goes through here. You want to lock your truck so it goes in the down position. We need to line this up while trying to line all the other pieces of the panel up. It's kind of a pain. All this to get a side mirror off. All right, door panel's back on, everything's back on. Don't forget to pop your plastic pieces back in there. So the new mirror is on, but now we must disassemble. Okay, well these mirrors aren't made by Ford, so they're a little bit different how they are in here. So I'm gonna figure out how to get these off. In case you buy some aftermarket mirrors and they look like this, you'll be able to, I should be able to help you get them off. But if you have a Ford mirror and you're just trying to replace your lights or do the cap, that mirror, the mirror I took off of here was my original Ford mirror. The steps I showed you should work perfectly for that, to where you won't mess up anything on your mirror. Let me try to figure out this one and I'll pick the camera back up. All right guys, so this brand of mirrors are called Cool Value mirrors, and I got them from carparts.com. These are different because you see these tabs, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, it goes all the way around. You see that little lip right there? Those grab onto there. So theoretically, it looked easier, but I can tell you it's not as easy as taking the Ford ones apart. But anyway, I got a little pry bar, my little trim tool down in here. and I kind of pried on those ears, and I also had to, basically I needed 3 arms for this. But anyway, I'm getting it going, so once I get it off, I'll show you the inside of it. So I bought these mirrors from carparts.com. They're cool value mirrors. I don't know if this is updated style, but the motor looks way different. And you have all these tabs that you need to take off of this lip. Where's my, right here. This lip right here, those tabs lock onto there, so you have to do that. Because you can also pull this whole thing out and break your whole motor. Like, it'd probably break these. So I'm glad I'm able to show both style mirrors. You know, I had the Ford mirrors, and if you have something like this, say that you got this truck used and your mirror looks like this, hopefully this will help you out so you don't destroy your mirror like those people that just rip the mirror down. But instead of a T20, these are Phillips heads. So let me get taking these off. All right, gonna do the same thing I did on the other mirror. Pull this off. Now we can install the new lights as well as my color matched cap. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing I did to get this cap off. I'm probably gonna put the cap on last. Well, now let me go ahead and put it on. Got the black cap off. But now you can see we have access to the back light here. I'm going to unplug the connector for it. And I'm gonna go get my, where's that? Oh, you should be able to press this tab right here and it releases the light. Let me do it. I need 2 hands for this. And the light comes out over here, just like that. So let me go get my Morimotos and let's get to putting those up in here. So here's the blacked out Morimoto one compared to the orange stock one. So let me get this in there. Got your little tab right here still. Get this mirror out of the way. I'm gonna put this in and push my, well, I probably should get the tab in first. Tab in first. Nope. I need to, this mirror is annoying. Get this in first and then push it in like that. And it should be perfectly snapped in like that. Now you're going to put, if you can kind of tell how one connector is sideways and one is straight up and down, you want to match that to that same connector. So there's a straight up and down and a straight one. So I'm going to plug that in right here. Oh, I did not clip that in. There we go. So that's plugged in, and you need to buy, I don't know if I said this earlier in the video, but you need to buy both sides, this side and the reflector side, for these to work, because basically you just plug in the reflector side into that. So let me get showing you that right now. All right, to get the reflector out, there's a tab right here. You're just gonna, with your thumb, pull up on it and push as hard as you can. And it's gonna start coming out, but you might need to have a backup screwdriver waiting to help you like that. Once that's out, reflector's out, I'm gonna put the Morimoto one in here. So here's the blacked out Morimoto one compared to the orange reflector. One thing to note, passenger side has the 2 little prongs. The driver's side one is going to have a double-sided prong side. That's how you can tell to not get them mixed up. First thing you're going to want to do is take your wiring and go ahead and stick it through this hole right here. pull it tight, and we're going to get this in here. It's a tight little fit. Oh, that's a good fit. These Morimoto ones are great. Got it popped in there. Got my wiring. So let's go put it on the truck. All right, like I say in every video, LEDs have a polarity where you plug them in one way and they might not work. You plug them in the other way and they work. So all we have left is these two prongs right here. I'm going to plug these in. Be very careful because the prongs are very thin. Okay, now we're going to put this back on, make sure we don't pinch any wires. Make sure our wires are tucked nice and good in there. Put this back on. Before I actually snap it in, let's make sure the lights work. Cool, my lights work. That's the sequential on the drive, or this is the passenger side, sorry. And that light is also sequentialing. So let's go ahead and throw the mirror cap back on and get this all back together. All right, gotta pop this back on. Make sure you don't pinch any wires. Now let me put my color match plate on here. Should be able to pop my plate right back on this one. Just like that. New mirror, new lights, plate back on, nothing broke. All right, gotta put my screws back in and I'm just gonna make sure everything's tight. And I was gonna use the other screws for the other mirror, but they're different threads and I don't wanna mess anything up, so. All right, everything's tight. Time to put the mirror and clip it back on and make sure the mirror still works. Pushing it all around. There we go. Make sure all the tabs go on. Okay. Now I gotta make sure the auto function still works and my blinkers still work. All right, so everything works. So here it is. Brand new mirror. My cap's on here. Brand new sequential Morimoto blinker lights. Looks good. So that's the Morimoto one compared to my stock ones, which have no blinker right here, just my reflector. Another reason I'm switching mirrors. And just this ugly stock blinking one. I'm excited. I'm gonna do this side and we're gonna see what they both look like together and some what they look like at night. Well, I'm halfway through the driver's side. I've already got it ready to put the lights in. And for some reason, this aftermarket or non-Ford mirror does not have the place for these two prongs to go in. So if you have a mirror like this and you get to a problem like this, if you have a Dremel, you can Dremel this out to where they'll fit. I don't, so I'm going to have to take a drill bit, or I have like a little saw that I can get in here, and I'm going to cut this out just a little bit. It's always something. Okay, so I got it on after wallowing that hole out and letting the two prongs go in there. That was not, I didn't know I was gonna have to do that. So most likely though, you're gonna be putting these in your Ford mirror, your stock mirror. You shouldn't have any problems. Just pay attention to the different reflector types. Since these are non-Ford mirrors, they're different. So, okay, I have confirmed I was right the first time. It is your driver's side that has the two prongs. This is my old mirror that I took off. It's got the two holes for the two prongs. So just be on the lookout when you order aftermarket mirrors that aren't Ford they're probably not gonna have the 2-hole thing, and these Morimoto lights had that, so I had to modify these mirrors. Well, here she is at night. They look good. All right, guys, so I'm sorry if this video is a little longer. If you stayed to the end, thank you. But basically, this was 3 videos in one, because I did how to install a mirror, the side mirror on a 2009 through 2014 F150, the mirror caps, and the sequential turn signals. What I didn't foresee is my aftermarket ones being so different, which caused me to have to kind of do some custom modification to make my other light fit. Chances are you're watching this video and you have your regular stock Ford mirrors, which you should be fine. You won't have to do any of that. But like I said, be careful if you buy aftermarket ones, because you might have to modify them like me. But I'm very glad that I got to show the aftermarket one and how different it was to take apart from the Ford mirror, because I actually haven't seen any video on here with a aftermarket video, an aftermarket mirror taking apart. They all look like the first one I showed you, and that's how yours should look if it's a Ford mirror. So these aftermarket ones are different, and that caused a whole thing I had to do I wasn't ready for. But I hope this video can help someone out. I hope someone can use how I did things and not break their mirror. Just be very careful. These mirrors are very sensitive. And I mean, I lost 2 of my spare mirrors to figure out how to do it right, so I could put a video out, so hopefully you can do it right and not mess up your mirror. Now, I'm sure there's people, oh, you can just do this and you can pull down on your mirror and you could pop that cap off from the outside. Sure, you can, and it has worked for some of them people on those videos. But if you read comments on those videos, a lot of the people say, oh, thanks, I broke my mirror doing it like this. Or a lot of those guys that pop those caps off, they break the caps, but they don't care because they're just putting a different cap on. But like I had to do was put my color match cap on a new mirror. So I'm going to stop talking and then end the video. But I do appreciate you watching. Like I said, I hope this helps someone out, and I'll catch you in the next one.